Welcome to Locked In with the Wilsons. We are fresh back from our trip to the 2023 Hershey RV show, the world's largest RV show. So we just wanted to bring you our thoughts on topics on what we like about the RV show.
So we basically want to just have everyone to give their opinion, talk about a few things that we noticed. Bring you along with us since you watched the videos and just show you a few pointers and things and tips that may help you if you're interested in going to the Hershey RV show or if you're just in the market looking for an RV. So the first thing we're going to do is talk about the drive and the distance that it took us on this road trip to get to the RV show. So, want to start off?
So the drive was three and a half hours to get from our house to Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, or Hershey Park, where the RV was held at the Giant Convention Center. Friday's drive was very uneventful, perfect weather, nice temperature, and very little traffic. So definitely was a plus for us going up to the RV show this year. We didn't drive in rain or see rain on Friday or Saturday.
What were some of y'all opinions about the drive?
Yeah, it was a pretty good drive. Just sat there and watched a movie.
It wasn't a bad drive, just kind of boring.
I was gonna say, did you see the drive? Did you see anything? Because you were asleep.
Like
5 minutes into the ride, you were knocked out.
Because I just left school.
We had the fire some stuff on there.
So we did pick Camille up from school, and we hit the road straight after, right after we picked her up from school. So it was a pretty ride. I always like the ride to Pennsylvania just to see the change in scenery with the hills and just to me, it's just a pretty ride. And so, as Brian said, we did go to the National RV Show, which is the largest RV show in the U.S. So because of where we live and what we've been doing is going to local RV lots, just looking around and just looking at different RVs on different lots, which sometimes is not, doesn't give you as much information as you would want because you have to go to different dealers to see different brands. But for this RV show, everything was there in one place. So you want to talk to more about it being a national RV show?
Yeah, that was great for us to see all the different brands in one spot. And because it's an RV show, a national RV show, similar to the Detroit Auto Show, where you see the concept cars, you see that type of thing for automobiles, kind of the same thing for this RV show. So you got to see RVs that are not in production, RVs that are not available for sale right now, but pre-orders are being taken. So you see some of the new features.
So, and with that being said, let's talk about our first impressions. What were some of you guys' first impressions? And by this is your first RV show that you've attended.
Yeah.
This is our second. We went last year. So let's get some first impressions from Selena and Adrian about what did you think when you first walked up or first drove up?
There's just so much to look at. I like that there was just a variety of I don't know all the names of them, but like RVs to like, the little campers and stuff, which we enjoy, I think, a lot more, like the little teardrops and stuff, because it would suit our lifestyle a lot better. But I just like that there was just a lot to look at. You learned a lot, so I enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah, no, it was really nice. Just seeing all the different types of people there, the different, levels of RVs, campers, trailers, vans, even down to some of the like small trailers that were like probably like one person size. And then especially all the different prices and stuff. It's kind of crazy to see how expensive some of them can get. But yeah, it was super cool just seeing that, and then also the different products that went along with it. Like we checked out the Dometic area, which they're known for like making fridges and whatnot. So they have a lot of different things there. They're even selling like water bottles, fridges, coolers, like all that type of stuff. And then just going into the center and seeing all the different vendors, just not realizing how much stuff can actually go into RV life or van life and everything like that. Because because I mean you are pretty much downsizing your entire life or just changing, a way that you do your life. So it's pretty cool to see.
That's a really good point because the thing about one thing I do want to point out is that these guys are true campers. So we will be new to RV life, but they're true campers. So I think this was good for them to go and see all of the other perspective of all the things that that they actually use and get out and do. So they actually do traditional camping. So this is going to be a good experience for all of us. And like I said, we're really new, so we'll be very new to RVing. Whereas I think from their perspective of already camping, if they go RVing with us, it'll still be a combination of things that we can all get into and explore together. Any thoughts from you, Kenny? What were your first? Well, this won't be your first impression because you went last year. What did you think about this year?
It was more fun this year and it was less crowded.
Yeah, that is true.
And the weather was better and there were no lantern bugs.
Yeah, so that is something that surprised us. That's new. That was different this year versus last year was the weather, and yeah,
we moved from our fifth to our second point now. So
yeah,
the weather was completely different this year. It was about 95 degrees last year. Lantern flies everywhere. This year, I think got up to 70 degrees, 75 degrees maybe.
70s.
No bugs anywhere other than one particular fly that wanted to chase Camille and a bee. So that was very cool. So it made it more enjoyable this year. The other thing about it, just knew kind of what to expect this year versus last year. So went into it with a different frame of mind versus just being oversaturated with RVs, vans, pop-ups, coach, all the different types of vehicles.
I think that helped us navigate it easier this year is because we went last year. We kind of went in with a little bit of a game plan of we knew we were going to look at specific things that Friday night, and then that Saturday was kind of a free for all, just go look and explore different things. So yeah, I think that helped out last year to give us a game plan for this year. Yeah. All right. So our next topic is what you enjoyed most. Which side do you want to start with? Start this? Yeah.
I loved going inside. All of them looked so nice. And then we went and looked at the luxury ones, the Tifton, sorry?
Tiffin, yeah.
Tiffin. And yeah, they were really, really nice. But I just enjoy going inside of them. It's like looking at like houses.
That's a good point.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, I definitely think that I enjoyed the vans the most because, I mean, that's something that I think that we look more into, the vans and the campers. And so, yeah, like you said, it was just like looking at property. I thought it was super cool, kind of looking at whether, if you wanted to buy a house versus buying a van, especially for the stuff that we do, it's something that would be super cool and would, it would make sense for us. Because like my mom said, we do a lot of camping, a lot of, outdoor stuff, all of that. But yeah, it was definitely cool looking at all that and just looking at some of the vendors because I didn't realize, like I said, what all went into RV life. And so just seeing that aspect of it was really, really cool.
What did you enjoy most this time, Kay? You can say it.
Having Adrian and Selena with us and the food.
Yeah. See, it kind of seemed like they had more food last year to me, or maybe because it was our first time. Yeah, maybe.
They didn't have that much stuff there.
Yeah,
food.
Yeah, like
they
food, but
There's like snacks.
Yeah.
Or like
Well, they had food on the inside.
They did, like burgers.
Mm-hmm. I think the thing I enjoyed most was that it wasn't as crowded. I actually enjoyed that it wasn't as crowded, and we actually got to take our time and go through and actually look at things and look at all the details in the different RVs this time versus last year. It was yeah. I think that was what I enjoyed most.
Yeah, it was definitely nowhere near as crowded as it was last year because it took us over an hour to park, and we stayed on the same street as the RV show just to go probably a quarter of a mile. Took almost an hour last year just to park. This year we drove right up and parked in the same lot as the convention center. Didn't even have to park in the grass lots across from the convention center. We also saw that that wasn't an issue for a lot of people when we got ready to leave. There was no parked cars in one of the lots like we had last year.
Yeah. Yep. All right. All right. Now our next topic is, what did you enjoy the least? Or was there anything that you didn't enjoy?
Yeah, I don't think there was anything I said I didn't enjoy.
I wish they had more food. Yeah, it's just like it was like I said, it was mostly like circus food. Yeah, like carnival
Yeah.
food. And then on the inside it was like they had burgers and like chicken tenders and stuff. But that was it. I don't even think I saw pizza.
Those pieces.
Yeah, I think it was it inside? Yeah, it was inside. Yeah. You had to walk around inside, to really go around.
Yeah,
You said,
it was
let's
a lot of
go.
work.
Yeah, you had to walk around
Yeah,
inside.
it was a lot. Yeah.
Anything that you enjoyed least, Kenny?
Being outside for multiple hours.
You're in an RV show. What did you expect? With parents that were looking, so
I just don't like being outside.
I think the thing that I enjoyed least was the on the first night. Well, no, I'll just say the first night. Overall, I think to me, some of the salespeople were inattentive. And to me, there was a little bit of if you didn't really go to them and like you were ready to buy, they didn't seem to want to come and assist in some areas, certain parts, not the whole, not every area, but there were specific areas that it was the salespeople weren't very, and that could be maybe they weren't wanting to be overly aggressive, but at least to ask you, did you have questions? I think that was something that stood out to me, like they weren't even asking that in some areas.
I feel like Friday was pretty good on that part. What is it?
Actually, I noticed it Friday more than Saturday. Yeah.
Oh, I feel like.
What were your thoughts?
Oh, I was definitely going to go in on that. Just for the simple fact, especially when we went into the Tiffin area, there was no communication. So I won't sugarcoat that. When I'm spending my money or prepared to spend my money, and you show me no attention, I'm done with you. And I saw that in a couple of sections at this RV show. On Friday, we talked about it Friday, and she was saying, "Oh, they're just saving their energy for Saturday," and I'm like, "You had an RV show going since Tuesday, and you potentially missed sales because of that, because of the snooty attitude." So I don't like that at all. Definitely wasn't with everybody, but I did see that in two sections where we were looking at the RVs, talking about the features in there, and we immediately walked up and talked to someone completely different. And I'll just say it, someone that looked completely different from us. I think that stands out to me when I see stuff like that. So that was something that I'm not bashful in shying away from.
Yeah, it stood out. Yeah, so all right.
The one thing that I was going to say, as far as the surprised me at this RV show,
go ahead.
I forget what I was going to say.
What surprised you?
Oh, it wasn't. We already hinted around it, but the lack of people there compared to last year at Friday seems like we were out there by ourselves, which also led to that feeling on some of those sections with the lack of attention because there was nobody out there Friday. It was like we were at the RV show for the most part walking by ourselves in some sections. So that was good to look, but if you were out there to buy, get back on the road and go on about your business, you could have missed sales. But I did like the fact that there was nobody out there Friday. So that's a key if you're going to the RV show. Don't necessarily save it till Saturday and Sunday to go to the RV show because, of course, kids are out of school, families have had the time to travel. But if you can go on a non-weekend day, you do get to have a little bit more peaceful experience.
Yeah, and that may help you as far as making a decision on what you want to purchase. If you go on those days before it gets crowded on the weekends, that can help you give you the time that, especially if you go in knowing what you want to purchase, but just want to look at a few more things just to make sure, that'll give you that time to actually look through everything in detail without being rushed. And I would say potentially to wait until Saturday or Sunday and go back to make your purchase. Yeah. Okay. Well, that covers that. Oh, the thing that surprised me most this year was that it seemed to be a lot of new models coming out this year, premiering this year. So there were a lot of pre-sales or pre-orders being taken on new models. Seems like a lot of the different what are vendors or different companies had new models that they were premiering this year.
And another thing, just going back to the first question we asked about the RV show in general, when you go to an RV lot, you're dealing with salesmen. When you go to the RV shows, especially the national RV shows, you get to meet the vendor representatives or the people from the company, so you can have a chance to interact with the people from the company instead of just somebody trying to sell you an RV from that dealership.
Yeah, good point. All right. What did you? Oh, what did you go not expecting but learned about? Was there anything you learned about? Anybody?
So I will say for me, having looked at RVs but not taking them serious, just growing up, it's kind of like the whole thing with Coke. It's a soda, but a lot of people say Coke or Pepsi when they're talking about sodas. And for us, I know we talked about this, Winnebago. It's a brand name of an RV, camper, whatnot, van nowadays. But I always equated Winnebago with motor coaches or serious motor coaches because that was the name that everybody threw out as I was growing up. So I never really considered Winnebagos for travel trailers, fifth wheels, and vans and pop ups. But I learned differently this week just looking at their section. The other thing is the mini section. I know we talked about mini, and I know you want to talk about the mini.
Well, we got a lot of myths that we kind of had made in our own mind debunked this weekend because I thought the Mini was just a very small version of the Winnebago or a travel trailer. I thought it was the small travel trailer, and that wasn't the case. So
Yeah,
we found
she
out.
wasn't even
Yeah.
interested in seeing the mini. Then when I told her about the mini, there's a difference between the mini and the micro mini. So the micro minis are the super small ones, and I'm pretty sure they get bigger. But then the one that we were really looking at, we saw a mini the same size and larger. So just be careful when you go. If you're looking for RVs, make sure that you do your homework online to find out what you're looking for before you go to the RV show, so you don't go in with a jaded perception of what you're not interested in or what you definitely are not willing to look at, because you might be pleasantly surprised with what you find out.
Yeah. And I would just say go in with an open mind. Maybe don't go in saying this is definitely what I want, because you will maybe pleasantly surprised as we were. Like I said, we went in Friday night. I had my mind set on one thing, and yeah, I came out with a different perspective, saw a lot of new things, and it just kind of made me realize, hey, things are changing all the time. So just stay open, so you can go in looking with an open perspective, open mind. So we can give our overall thoughts. What were your overall thoughts about the whole experience, the entire show?
I thought it was really cool. I would probably go back to another one.
Yeah. Any
It,
pointers?
well, it definitely opened my mind up to like conventions because I think that was my first convention as well.
What are your overall thoughts, Selena?
I really enjoyed it. I also think it was my first convention as well. And I would definitely go back for sure. Yeah. When it comes closer to like the time that we're like actually thinking about buying.
And I would even say overall, I would say maybe, if not every year, maybe every other year, maybe you might want to attend one, just because, like I said, things are constantly changing. Even if it's not for the RV, the vendors, there are a lot of vendors there that are selling things that you may, if you already have an RV, things that you may want to add to your RV lifestyle, like the e-bikes. There's so many different e-bike vendors that were there because I didn't know a lot of the e-bike vendors, but there were a lot of different ones there that we looked at. And something new that I learned was the different speeds with the e-bikes because we were looking at a particular one and we looked and when the price changed, we were looking at they go different speeds. So that was interesting to see. But just overall, if it's anything that you're interested in, even if it's like you're looking for tents, you're looking for trailer hitches, you're looking for what other vendors were there that you? Oh, your sunglasses. You'll be surprised at all the things that you find at an RV show that may not necessarily be just an RV.
Water filters for pressure washing your house, solvents and cleaners that may clean your siding, your brick on your house, that may also work for your RV. Those types of vendors are there. There were, of course, facial booths.
Yeah, massage booths. Yeah.
The shape.
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't know what it's called.
Exercise thing.
You have to just go into it with an open mind. One thing that I will say, because I think we've answered all of our questions for YouTube, I know we talked about looking at RVs, the title RV versus motor coach versus pop-ups versus vans. And what were your thoughts after getting in motor coaches and looking at those versus all the other ones?
I feel like smaller is better. Like I feel like smaller is more efficient for us. I think that's what we came to the conclusion of. Like the bigger ones. Like I remember thinking a while ago that I'd want an RV, and it's just way too much. It wouldn't fit.
Yeah.
So they're nice, but
I think an RV would be cool if we had like a house and like we had like a bunch of land or somewhere to store it, that type of stuff.
and a family.
Yeah, and a family. But I think for right now, I think our better area would most likely be like one of the vans or the what's the other one that drives, but it's like you can open up like the side of an RV.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Class C.
Class B? Class C. Class C. That's class
I guess.
Because the van is a Class B.
So yeah, then the one that's like slightly bigger than a van, but it still has like a shower, like a toilet, the sink, oven or stove and whatnot, and you can still drive it. Like you don't have to. Basically, the ones that aren't gonna have to be attached to a car. Yeah, only ones that we would probably do that have to be attached to a vehicle would probably be a teardrop.
Right.
Just because like the size and whatnot.
And some of those teardrops were nice too because they had like a whole kitchen in the back too. It was really nice.
I was going to ask, did you? Because there were a lot of teardrops.
The teardrops were really nice.
Yeah, I didn't really get into a lot of them to go see them, but I was going to ask, did you get to explore the teardrops some more?
We saw some that were really nice, like that company, New Camp. They had some really nice ones.
What about the vintage?
The vintage,
they're cute.
Yeah, they're cool.
I don't think we would go there though.
Yeah. They were cute though.
They were really cute. I like them and stuff.
Oh, did you see any overlanding?
The only thing that we saw was at Dometic. They had like a little overlanding.
Yeah, but they actually have one coming up, a show.
Oh yeah, they have an overlanding expo, and they have an overlanding expo not far from us.
Okay.
And so.
Did you find that out at the RV show?
Yeah, we spoke to
Okay.
a guy there. He was like really into that stuff, and he was just like he goes to every single one, but this one he won't be at.
Yeah.
So that's another tip. When you go to the RV shows, talk to people. Even people that are there that aren't vendors or salespeople, just people walking around in general, because a lot of them have been RVing for a while, and they can give you a lot of helpful information that can help you figure out. You know, a lot of times they've already bought one, upgraded multiple times, and they can tell you, you know, what the pros and cons were from going from one brand to another brand or one type of RV to another type. So that's another thing, because we did talk to a couple of people, and that was a good thing, you know, meeting people and talking to people. Yeah, that were there
They're
too.
just passionate about the outdoors.
Yes.
Period. So they can tell you a lot more than just, you know, RVs and
Yeah.
vehicles and stuff.
And while we're talking about upgrading, also get into RVing for what you're trying to get into it for, not what other people do.
Yeah.
Because I met several people throughout the day that started in motor coaches that have downgraded to fifth wheels, then downgraded to travel trailers because they realized they jumped in feet first, but didn't need all of the space. So don't be intimidated by what you see other people do. Get into it for what you're trying to get into it for and what suits your needs. And possibly save yourself some money, build up to it. Probably easier to go up than it is to go down, in my opinion, but I could be wrong on that. But again, get into it because of what you're trying to get out of the outdoor life. And the last thing that I have right now is the people from YouTube that you may meet there. We met several YouTubers there. So if you follow all those people on YouTube, chances are you'll run into all of them at the National RV Show. So
with that said, I'm going to give a couple of shout outs because we did meet Amp to Glamp. Walking in the second day, we met Amp to Glamp. Want to say thank you. They were so kind and sweet. And we also met Adventure Bandits again. We met them last year. We took pictures last year. We didn't take a lot of pictures this year with people, but we did see and talk to a lot of people. And we also saw all about the banks. We didn't get to meet them again this year. We did meet them last year. So we'll probably just put some clips in at the end of the video, one of the videos, just to show you all the people that we did meet and our overall experience.
Another up-and-coming RVer, BP Adventures.
BP Adventures, yeah.
So we saw everybody that we thought we would see except for Traveling Robert.
Yeah, he was there, but we didn't get to see him.
Yeah, we did not get to see Traveling Robert. That was one of the things that I was excited for. Out of the people that I didn't get to see was Traveling Robert.
Yeah.
And Robert, if you're interested, we can still make a song together.
So overall, what would you say? How did you enjoy the experience this year?
I enjoyed it immensely over last year, just because last year was something that I wasn't looking extremely forward to doing. I was making sure that I supported her, but this year I think I went into it with a different frame of mind, looking more into the RV life, and the weather helped, the lack of bugs helped, knowing the setup definitely helped. The limited number of people was a plus, and I think that was it.
Yeah. All right. For me, I just think it was a overall experience. The overall experience was great. I enjoyed it last year just as much as I did this year. I enjoyed it last year despite the bugs and the weather, just because it was my very first time going to a national RV show, and I got to see a lot of different things that I didn't know existed. So I enjoyed both years. And so, hey, just that's what
I'll say that was a good way to put it.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it last year, but this year was definitely better for me.
Camille?
I enjoyed it. I mean, RVing isn't my thing, but it wasn't bad.
This year, like, obviously this is our first one, but it was a very good experience. It was very nice to be able to see all the stuff and enjoy the area, and then also be able to, just go somewhere nice. The area was super nice, and like I said, it was just interesting seeing all that, is put into RV life.
Yeah, definitely a 10 out of 10 for me. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed learning about all the different vehicles and finding out what we would find beneficial for our life. And I'm excited to go to more in the future.
All right. So there you have it. Those are all of our perspectives, our views about this year's Hershey's RV Show 2023. We hope we gave you some helpful tips and some helpful information so that if you attend the next one or if you attend an RV show at all, we hope you found this information helpful and it can help you in your journey. You want to close this out? Anything final words?
Nope, we said it all.
All right. Thank you for tuning in to Locked In with the Wilsons. If you found this video helpful, please comment, like, share, and subscribe to our channel.
Okay.
All right. And
Oh, and don't forget to hit the post notification bell so you get notified anytime we post a new video.
all right. Thank you for joining us. Peace out.
How y'all like that football game?
I know, right? We did keep
Y'all
looking
see-
at it. I kept
looking at
looking
the
at it.
football game.
I did too. Every time.
Oh my
Oh,
god!
no,
the
and now they
camera
knew
is
where to lay
right
my
here.
eyes. I just looked
I
over
know.
there.
And I was thinking to myself, I was like,